is spinning the coin, and there's the refereeing team. We'll see the toss.
Asazikela ukuthi ngathi uThovu Nambheni angaqalaza ukuthi uzokhetha imidlalo eminingi kunabo bonke abadlali abakhona uma ngibhekile lapha kuze Kaizer.
Especially on the Kaizer Chiefs side, he's the most kept player on the national side. And there they are throwing. Thabo Moki, when they played against Umtata Bushbucks, he wasn't there because he was a little bit ill, feeling under the weather. And Lifa Kosha, he was playing a very steady role.
Enkundleni mabintu singahambi ngendlela nangena simbona ubona nalapha umsizi wakhe lo mfo waseMalawi ndiwasimbona nje na umkhanda wile nanguthabo umntakamoki esiswini kuyafiwa la nangi asuka ahlale emuva lapha nakuyena uLifa umntaqeqosha sazikika umqhubela mntaka ohlelo omkhulukazi mabale qanda ngapha iqanda ngalena njengobona njena usezikama angabe ungore manje umyethi angubheka siswini ukuthi bahle kanjani labafana nje babhekile nje ezikamnandi khona asazi njalo bathi bavove inkani oMartin lapha namntaka Zwane nangesimbona ngathi ungobelo othe naye kade ngagcina ukuwafaka amagoli uzowafaka namhlanje bengihlebela nangayi.
It's definitely going to be very interesting. You can see that Dennis Lotter, Martin Zwane, and there is the first touch for Paul Ndlane. I'm sure it's going to give him some. If you get the first touch of the ball and it's a solid one, and you manage to get the pass away from you, it gives you some confidence.
Angokuphathela ngene ngani afuta amawele engwangi ngawasha lapha. Hayi bamhlanganisela bathathu kuye namsempe. Bakhuluma esikhala lapha nafuthi nangobe ayikhona wathi uqosha cha. Imilangi bekele bona. Sakona inkundla FNB Stadium kwaXhosa ngempela ayilentsizwa yase-Namibia seyibona khona ekhona ngaphandle ugamene bashathile lapha notati benaye angiboneke ukuthi vimba ngaphambili hayi.
Phumlani Mkhize is going to be playing against Mohamed Osep, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Paul Ndlane with his second ball, well wasted cross there by Martin Zwane. I'm sure he was trying to make a cross. Mark Bachelor was Park Stadium will be applied today.
Simbonileke uPaul umntakadolzan evele kancane lapha naye ukhona la enkundleni kodwa-ke uthe akathi ukuzinza kancane mbija ngabamba umthetho njengamanje nathi kunenge laphana futhi emuva ngalena umtshitshwa usesikhaleni-ke manje uzombekela uPaul Nmaitha noRamnikanga bazomthatha ngobati ukhona ugade yena angeke manje futhi laphana es offside banjiwe uBachelor.
Well, you join us somewhat late in this game. It's Orlando Pirates versus Kaizer Chiefs in the semi-final of the Rothmans Cup. It's a two-leg semi-final being played on Pirates' home ground at the FNB south of Johannesburg. No goals so far. But a match that has been talked about in South Africa, up and down the country all week. Let's come into this game. Excellent form they showed in their league match against Bloemfontein Celtic. Muchichwa. Happy Formane wins it. Kaizer creating space for the shot. That was Sibusiso Zuma. Add a fifth goal to the four he's already scored this season. Three of them have been in the Rothmans Cup.
Passing some advice to
Zuma.
the youngsters. Siso Zuma's attempt that we saw there. Looks like the tactic of Bondarenko today is try to get the strikers to shoot. Once they see the goalpost inside, just shoot for goal. With a lot of bodies around, you never know what might happen.
From Bachelor. Toby, it's given away though, well won by Ngobe. Just a little bit of ball swapping between the teams in these opening minutes. Pirates though putting together the longer sequence of passes, I think. Sampan, long from the Nigerian. Looking pass. Marquez made the run. Zuma waits inside. Kaizer waits. The ball cut back for Ngobe. Cut too far back though. Suddenly Chiefs on the break with Milwaukee.
uzojika abantu angokuthi abantu
Lebisi. How often do those two swap passes?
baqalisisa ngokushesha bathi yasibambezela ntanazwana
Zwane.
ezakubeka lapha isishiyagalombili imzuzu lakho
It's well won by Silent. Mweti diving in the tackle there. It's given away. Now Milwaukee. Chance to shoot. Nothing on the shot though.
I think a little bit of confusion for Thabo there. He didn't know where to pass to. He didn't have a lot of options but to take a shot at goal himself, and it wasn't a very powerful shot. And looking at the game now, we see that
shoots from distance.
Who are stringing a lot of passes
scored a lot of
together.
goals, Brendan
And
Silent.
we've seen 3 attempts at goal from
One
Orlando
he scored
Pirates,
this
Brendan
season
Silent,
has been in the
Joseph
Rothmans
Nake,
Cup.
as well as Busiso Zuma.
The first round
Although they
against
all
Bloemfontein
went
Celtic.
wide, but I'm sure that it's
5-2
promising
aggregate
signs
win
from
for Orlando Pirates to move on to the
and
second
they've taken
round.
their shot outside the 18 areas, and that
Beloy
one
had that comfortably
also
covered.
a wide one.
Billings man of the match in that game. That's a good flick on from Bachelor. Now Ndlanya has some space. Khomani looks to close it down. 2 men on Pollen and Ndlanya, but he does enough to win a corner.
Well, he's a very big man, very strong. I think he held on to that ball for quite some time. Didn't have a lot of options anyway, but did very well to win that corner. There you can see from the slow motion he had possession, and Brendan Silent just moving in to assist Papi Khomani, and in that instance wins a corner.
One of the Pirates players is down. The stretcher men are on the pitch. Always a little bit worried when there's a corner kick against your team. Fans have been coming in a steady stream through the late morning and the afternoon. No sympathy for the injured man from those fans, I can tell you. William Okpara, as ever, patrolling his area like an anxious cat. Papi Khomane goes off. What can Chiefs do with their 3rd corner of the match? That's how Khomane went down. Great header, great chance, great goal! And the concern over that corner kick is made and brought to life now by Pollen and Ndlanya with that superb header. And isn't that man delighted? His 8th goal of the season, his 2nd in the Rothmans Cup, and no goal this year will be more important to Pollen and Ndlanya than that. And William Okpara, who was unhappy about something before the corner was delivered, knows why now. There's Pollen and Ndlanya celebrating.
Definitely a great goal from Pollen Ndlanya. He was also always going to make a difference between the 2 teams. That corner, he just headed that powerfully past the goalkeeper, William Okpara. And I'm sure a lot of concern which took concentration from the boys about Papi Khomani's condition. And the Chiefs are on top. And hopefully this is the goal that we've been waiting for to bring the game to life.
When are we changing? Ball played forward. Swung inside for Brendan Silent. Pirates looking to hit back as soon as possible. Dennis Lothar. That's a wayward cross. No surprise at all that the opportunity for Ndlanya arose after his man marker. I was talking a little bit about the dominance Pirates have had over Chiefs in club football of late. Since 1980. Great effort off the crossbar. That was a superb shot by Dumisa Ngobe.
It was a good shot from Dumisa. We know him for such a shot.
Fans
and Brian Baloyi
soaring,
completely
and then sinking as the ball just clipped the bar. Lovely turn here.
Just
Sweet left-footed strike. Baloyi was beaten, just clipping the top of the crossbar there.
Of the crossbar. And then see from another angle, great shot.
Almost drawing level with that strike from the midfielder Dumisa Ngobe. Knocked down for Zuma. Toby's tackle is sure and secure. Still Chiefs 1-0. Great ball forward from Milwaukee, looking for Batchelor. Chiefs looking to add a second. Mark Batchelor, who knows the feeling of scoring in the big Soweto Derby. He got the winner for Orlando Pirates back in '94. Now in the colours of Kaizer Chiefs. This is the goal that's put them ahead. Colin and Lanya stepping in front of the marking. The header superb. That's what separates the two sides here. We've had nearly 34 minutes played. Oseb hasn't looked perturbed by the booking he picked up early in this match, making his tackles with confidence. Lota. Mweti. Silent. John Mweti with space, no one really running for him. Zuma acting as the target man. Not much width given though to Mweti for that pass. What can Milwaukee get from his front runners? Glanya's made a good run. That's an even better one from Labisi. Now Batchelor in space. Is this two? It is! And Kaizer Chiefs are adding to Orlando Pirates' misery. That was a wonderfully worked goal. The final strike may not have been spectacular, but the running off the ball was thrilling, and it was effective because it sliced open the Orlando Pirates defence. These supporters are in seventh heaven, and Pirates find themselves 2 goals down. Mark Batchelor broke Chiefs' hearts 4 years ago. He's doing it to the Pirates fans this afternoon.
Let's look at the build-up. Taban Labisi just giving it clearly to Mark Batchelor and the 2 strikers that, you know, there has always been a question raised by the management, the Chiefs. Why should the coach start the 2 strikers? And both of them have just got 2 important goals in the first leg of the semi-finals of the Rothmans, the cup that they are defending. And I'm sure Mark Batchelor very happy with his feat this afternoon.
Well, Batchelor is the goal scorer, but I can tell you a lot of credit ought to go to Tabang Labisi. That was a glorious run he made from deep in midfield. The marking was torn apart by his movement. Batchelor applying the finishing touch. It's Kaizer Chiefs 2, Orlando Pirates 0. And Glanya after 20, Batchelor after 34. Pirates up against the wall. Dennis Lota looking to battle down that left touchline. I can tell he's giving a little smile. And I think he might be saying to himself, what do I do? Oseb lengthening his stride suddenly. The Pirates scurrying back to defend. Milwaukee. Oseb stayed forward. Good work from the Namibian here. Milwaukee has Labisi wide if he needs him. I think Labisi would have liked the pass in. Glanya trying to get in first again. Muchichwa. Ngake on him. And eventually Pirates clear their lines, but it doesn't look comfortable at the back for the side in white and black. Zuma. Good pace from him. If you can find him, Kaizer, there's a chance here. Zuma goes down in the penalty area. And the referee signals very decisively and very quickly that that was no penalty.
Must have cost some flutter of the hearts from the Kaizer Chiefs supporters, as well as some players, as you see Zuma going down there, and they thought they would have had a penalty.
Zuma stayed down. Our replay shows that he got a pretty firm arm in the face there from Jacob Tseseve. Rest in peace, Pirates. Well, they've said that before. 2 goals certainly doesn't represent a funeral, but for these Chiefs fans it certainly provides good enough reason for a party. And their afternoon has turned somewhat sour. Wide for Brandon Silent. So just shuffling across to close down the space. That's good work from Ngake. Good pace from the youngster. Falls for Mweti. Silence made a great run. Onside, is he? Just couldn't put it under control. It was scintillating running out of midfield though by Brendan Silent. Nobody picking him up.
Also
Batchelor's touch on. Trying to blast in the shot on the volley.
That's why he just couldn't control the ball correctly.
Expectant hum over this crowd now. Silent. The target for that long pass. Toby, calm and certain in defence. Zwane. It's with space, but not many players making those furthest forward runs. That's better now. Touch on from Kaizer. Calls for Ngobe, does it. Good save by Beloy. There was Rapaphlela's shot. Defender had continued moving forward.
We have seen him moving forward now and again, but definitely a very commendable
approaching the break. Pirates are creating chances.
Good build-up.
Ball in from Kaizer. I wonder if Rapaphlela just slightly impeded there.
With Brian Beloy being
Toby goes down under Brendan Silent's challenge. Silent becomes the first Pirates player to go into the book. Too much doubt about that.
So it's going to be two bookings on the side of Chiefs and the first one on the side of Orlando Pirates. This is the man who earned himself a yellow card, Brendan Silent, for the tackle on the Kaizer Chiefs captain Neil Tovey.
It's good control. Alabisi, long range effort. Well wide of the target though.
Well, I'm sure he was also trying to
questions there perhaps of the strikers who said, why not a pass?
I've had the chance, why don't I take a chance? I might also get one in back.
But maybe something of an inviting target. He wasn't much on there when the BC fired in that shot, but Chiefs will be well pleased with their first 45 minutes work. Only after 20 minutes. Bachelor, quarter of an hour later. It's looking to come back, but Chiefs won't mind if they strike from that distance. Nake will feel that he's had a good first half. Really troubling Brian Beloy. Over 2 legs. Pirates have had more shots at goal. Most of them have been wide. Chiefs shots have been on goal and target and ended up in the back of the net. Chiefs ahead on the corner count. Not many fouls. Comes to add pace and guile, and most important, man, and his intimidation value in this Pirates side. Milwaukee. A little touch on. Silent wins it and wins it well. It's just that little pass, trying to get the midfield awake nice and quickly, trying to get the counter-attack going as quickly as possible. I think it's there that Pirates are starting to slip up. So Tetsi confirming his coming into the game for Mane. Silent. Equilea. Kosana goes down in the penalty area. No question of any foul there. As Muchichwa surges down the left for Chiefs. It's a wide open midfield. Lebisi. Ntlanya. Muchichwa moves inside for him. Once again, good movement off the ball by Kaizer Chiefs. Lebisi. Ngobe wins it. Nake looks to push forward now. He really needs support from the midfielders. They're slow in arriving. Nake going on his own. Still Nake. This is a great run. Still Nake. And it took a great block there by Neil Tovey. Well, at first I think Joseph Nake was just operating out of desperation because he was getting no support from the other midfielders who were jogging up in support. But what a wonderful run by the Pirates number 18.
He's had an excellent game this afternoon. Joseph Nake snuffed out the performance of Robson Muchichwa, and this time around forging forward, but only the experience of Neil Tovey cut him out to give him a clear-cut invitation to shoot at goal.
Good tackle there by Neil Tovey, thwarting the danger. Brendan Silent fires in the shot, the deflection safely into the arms of Brian Beloy. Paul Dolazar seeing some warning signals there for his defence.
And there is a shot from Brendan Silent. Easy pickings for Brian Baloyi.
Zuma now, Skosana. Seseve putting him under pressure. But after 10 minutes of the second half, it's still Kaizer Chiefs 2, Orlando Pirates 0. So Chiefs, warnings there, but they need to defend. So Tetsi forward for Pirates. Moeti. Deals it long. Sesevi, happy to see it go all the way back to Brian Baloyi. He's still enjoying that 2-goal cushion.
FMD Stadium.
Long ball forward. There's the target. Good defending there by Rafa Hlela. Mwaki. Mwaki used a hand there. Brendan Silent thought so. Need to see the ball come back his way. It's good football from Silent. Good running from Lekolea. Well, Toby, I think, has got a really good reading of what Steve Lekolea is going to do when he has the ball. His weakness is that he tends to come inside. Now Toby on attack. That is a superb ball from Lebisi. Is a free. The shot is a tame one.
I think it took it for granted that
wonderful vision of Neil Toby's pass. Really deserved more in the finish from Taron Lebisi. Lebisi has a great record against Pirates. Scored the winning goal for Chiefs in both 93 and 95 in league action.
Making it easy for
Scored a goal in the final of the Rothmans Cup last year on this ground against Sundown. So Omens ought to have been good, but the shot was disappointing. Sam Pam. Now Silent. Lekolea is wide if he needs him. Still Silent going on his own. This is better. Zuma. Silent again. Zuma takes the return. Fires. Well, that was a great counter-attack by Pirates. Probably their best in the match. Zuma will be disappointed with the finish. Delighted with the midfield support he got there from Brendan Silent.
Pirates, the introduction of Steve Lekolea give them some
Pirates have had an attacking weakness this afternoon. The slowness of the midfielders to arrive and help the two front runners.
Zuma taking that
much
shot,
better.
and he went
Shot
wide
with
with Brian Baloyi having moved up, and must be commended for that because I'm sure he closed the angle for Sibisi Sosu.
Getting round that shot enough to keep it on target. Still some encouraging signs for Pirates. Silent again. In terms of attack for his team. Mobile midfielder. It's well won by Moeti. Goes down under the challenge, but play goes on. Silent. Crosses too far. Clearing header is comfortable for Osed. So he must defend again. Lekolea. In from Gobe, but overhit.
Definitely
Head over two legs.
we have seen him definitely
Fans committee believes
who are they
coach should be
asking
making some changes.
to be replaced?
Please do that. Great deal. Bondarenko is sceptical. Skosana is philosophical.
Neil
I'd say
Toby
absolutely right.
defending very
Studs
well.
up lunge. Skosana makes a little bit of a habit of opportunity that Sibusiso Zuma had. With the best chance falling there to Brendan Silent. Doesn't score a lot of goals for Pirates, Silent. He's got one this season in the Rothmans Cup.
He will be happy with his form this afternoon. The caretaker coach is here, and I'm sure that inspires the players.
Silent flicking it in. Ngobe tries to pull it down. Just won't stand for him. Now, was that a foot high? No, says the referee. Moeti tries to battle his way into the penalty area. And now Chiefs with possibilities on the counter-attack. It's fast and furious all of a sudden after a little lull. And this the Amakosi who surged here with Lebisi. Lania really does want it from him wide. And an opportunity goes a begging there for Kaizer Chiefs.
I think Tabang held on to that ball too long. Danya was in a good position until he was noticed by Pirizoteti, who closed off that option for him and thereby losing possession.
Tovi slowing it down once again. Once again, Ndlanya is the target. He's done a lot of that kind of work this afternoon, Colin Ndlanya. Strong physical presence, holding the ball up, giving the Chiefs midfielders time to arrive, and that in some ways has been the difference between the two teams. Pirates haven't quite had that target man. Now Baloy playing himself into trouble. Zuma. Baloy. Well, he gets a roar from the crowd, but I can tell you, he may well have found half his wages docked by his coach if that had continued for very much longer. Risky strategy from the Chiefs keeper.
I'm sure it must have made some of his defenders very worried because he was out there fighting it out with Zuma, and it looked like he was going to win the battle.
That's a great ball from Ndlanya to pick out Batchelor. And a gentler first touch might have found Mark Batchelor in a position to fire his second and Chiefs third. It was a glorious pass though from Ndlanya, who had his back to goal as he delivered that pinpoint pass.
And of course it would have also meant shuffling, but warming up on the sidelines, and I'm sure that the best candidate to be pulled out will be Mark Batchelor.
Well, if it is Batchelor who comes out, he can sit down knowing he's done his part this afternoon. Silent has work to do. Skosana. Pirates, don't forget, have used all three of their subs, so no more changes available for Bondarenko. Skosana trying to work it from the corner. The cross again. Zuma is the target. Falls for Lekwalea. Great shot. Good save. Well, that was lovely football in attack and defence. Steve Lekwalea, not a noted goal scorer, but he caught that volley sweetly. Brian Baloy was equal to the task.
Could be the save of the tournament. And we'll take a look at it again. It was a volley which was unleashed by Steve Lekwalea, and he rose to the occasion, Brian Baloy.
Silent with a little stab forward. Zuma looks to turn. Still Silent. For Ngobe. Great save again by Baloy. Well, maybe that little foray into the position of left back made Brian Baloy think, let me stay being a goalkeeper. That's what I do best. My goodness, he's put himself well into credit. That's the first save, I think, from Lekwalea.
Great volley, but look at how he flies at that. Definitely a save of the tournament. And the second attempt, they very excellent saves, both of those saves. And if you are in form, you are in form.
Well, that's certainly true of Brian Baloy this afternoon. Once again, we have no footballs on the pitch, and suddenly we have 2 or 3. So Pirates with their third corner. And they've just been reminded they're going to have to come up with something pretty special if they're going to beat Brian Baloy this afternoon. Just under 20 minutes to go in what's been an enthralling cup tie. Chiefs 2-0 in front, Pirates looking to pull one back. Brendan Silent with a corner kick. There are 5 white shirts in the penalty area. There are 2 men lurking on the edge. Pirates have brought the firepower forward, and they shoot straight. Now Chiefs have made a change. Dr. Kumalo comes in. Brian Baloy makes a comfortable catch. Well, I wonder about that strategy sometimes. Thabo Moaki has gone off, which will surprise some people. Dr. Kumalo, the man who's come in, he knows all about Chiefs Pirates matches, but making a change at a corner, always risky. That's well won by Pam. Now Moeti. Suddenly Pirates have space down that left flank. Silent. He wants movement from Lekwalea. Still going Brendan Silent. Picks out Ngobe well. And Zwane is happy to see it go by for another corner kick. But suddenly Pirates are finding some space. The movement off the ball is better. The urgency with which the midfielders are joining the front runners, much more noticeable than it was in the first half. Lekwalea and Silent. Work the short corner, now the cross. Zuma challenges Baloy, but the keeper's comfortable. Pirates putting more together in attack though.
Definitely, but the young man that's standing between them and trying to get some goals is Brian Baloyi. He's been brilliant in the past 10 minutes. We've seen him pull off great saves.
Now, Osha, now Kumalo, still Dr. Kumalo. Too long on the ball, but Ndlanya has it and scoops his shot. Well, Kumalo will feel entitled to fancy his chances against Pirates. Scored 4 times against Orlando Pirates in recent history, twice in '87, a goal apiece in '91 and '92. And on each occasion, Chiefs won that match. They're winning already without the help of Dr. Kumalo. He's going to be aided, though, by another substitution. But let's watch Pirates with Skosana. Little burst from the man they call Legs of Thunder, but he's stopped in his tracks. My goodness, Chiefs have defended well around their penalty area. Attackers have been decisive. In most cases, they've been clean. It's been tough going for Pirates. Chiefs are going to be bringing Humphrey Mulwane in. That's a defensive measure, I would say. Falls back for Ngobe, goes down. Ref's not interested. Roar from the Pirates fans, but that never produces penalties. Muchichwa. Nikoleo's tracked all the way back to watch him. Oh, that's well done by Muchichwa. Now Kumalo. Ndlanya. Great shot, and that's the third. And this is turning into a hammering. Colin Ndlanya chooses to celebrate in enemy territory, but over on the Chiefs side, the celebrations are just as ecstatic. Colin Ndlanya second, a third for Kaizer Chiefs, and this is a scoreline that not even the boldest Kaizer Chiefs fan would have been predicting earlier this week, I fancy. It was the coolest of finishes. It was created first with a sweet pass from Muchichwa, and then an intelligent, intuitive one from Kumalo. Here's the finish.
I think this was a great finish by Paul Ndlanya. You just don't let the man go free in that kind of a position, and he did the damage. His third goal for the tournament, third goal for Kaizer Chiefs this afternoon.
Well, we know there's another football match to come between these two, but unless Pirates can pull something back in this match, my goodness, sorry Bucks, not today. Even though that's not an official check for R1 million. Zuma looking to pull one back. It's Skosana again. Again, the Chiefs tackling is good. Oseb has gone down in that challenge. Dr. Kumalo. He had a big impact since coming on. Rubbing salt in the wounds. I tell you, he's prancing on the touchline. He doesn't want to see tricks. He's interested in his players going after a fourth. My goodness, he'll be happy with that scoreline. Trying to win it back. Well, their chasers comfortable for the line. You need to get this out now because Oseb has been down for a while. Pulled straight in on the ankle. Never mind. No booking for the defending player that isn't involved free kick.
Is he going to have a word with Jerry
There's no favours in the national team.
He's calling him to watch him.
That sort of thing abroad. I'm surprised when they get blown up by referees. They're accustomed to applying the rules. They're overly understood. Death of Bucks, we saw that picture earlier. It might be a little early for a funeral. That's not a kilo. Zuma. Skosana is the target. Still Skosana shoots. Good save from Baloyi. Baloyi's been up to everything. He shoots Skosana, never really caught that shot.
And he's very outstanding today. I'm sure strong contention for him to replace Hans Fong as the #1 keeper for the nation. Look at that shot. Jerry took his time, did a dummy and on the side, but Brian Baloyi just...
Sterling was calling for it on the edge of the area. Chiefs could so easily have struck again there. Rapahlela now for Pirates. Skosana. Chichwa copes and copes easily with the ball that was intended for Ngake. Picks out Ndlanya with a good pass of his own. Mbete is a good mobile target for him. Picks him out now. Suddenly Chiefs look much more mobile up front. Batchelor gave them the big, strong physical presence, holding up the long ball and waiting for the midfield runners. Mbete is a different kind of striker. And his movement is giving Pirates all sorts of problems. Silent. Another good game from him. Ngobe, that's better from the Buccaneers. Zuma. Rome is running on for the return. Toby clears, but only to Ngake. The shot at 3-1. Now, how much of a psychological blow is that going to be? It's still a comfortable margin for Kaizer Chiefs on today's play. But a goal pulled back certainly counts for a great deal for these fans. And Brian Beloy is beaten at last. Looked like it was going to be one of those afternoons where he could keep out virtually everything thrown at him. But eventually, something had to give, and it gives here. And Ngake's shot is well wide of Brian Beloy's outstretched left. And Pirates pull one back. Well, we've seen plenty of goals this afternoon. Well, there's still more to come in what looks like it might be a grandstand finish. Toby. Robe swings it in. Skosana tries to keep it in play. Does it fall? Good save, Beloy. Chiefs at the moment are under siege. And John Moeti just unable to get any power on that header. And suddenly it's looking crucial as we consider how much time might be left in this match. The stop from Beloy was relatively simple. But I must say, Herman Nkuna surprised many of us by adding on less than a minute in injury time at the end of the first half. It looks like now he has sent Victor Bondarenko off. Victor Bondarenko has been ordered from the pitch. He certainly doesn't need that missile thrown at him by those Chiefs fans. I would have thought their team had done enough damage to his pride on the pitch. I wonder what happened down there. We might get a report from it after for you later in the match from our team down on the pitch. But Victor Bondarenko has been sent off just as his team was starting to get back into this match. Ndlanya will stab forward. Nomvete. Ndlanya just slowing things down. Steve Lekolaya. Battling along Lekolaya. Nice little stab pass on for Ngake. Good defending by Neil Toby. Ngake battles on. That's going to be a corner kick, or is it a free kick? The free kick is given for the foul on Toby. Pirates fans are unhappy. 30 seconds to go of official time. Just a question of what Herman Nkuna adds on. This is the little tussle between Ngake and Toby. You see the assistant referee, no hesitation in making his decision now. Herman Nkuna needs to ask Chiefs to speed it up a little. They're really taking close on a minute just to take this free kick, which would seem somewhat unreasonable in the context of the match. Ndlanya, what a match he's had. Referee takes a little look at his watch. We're just into time added on. He's kept a very relaxed presence on the pitch, Herman Nkuna. Tough decisions to make. He's made them in a very unfussed way, and you've got to give him credit for that, whatever you think of the decisions themselves. Last chance for Pirates, perhaps. Lekolaya. Not enough men forward to offer him a great many options. Moeti's gone to silence right. Now silent. Little burst of his own. Chiefs are getting plenty of gold shirts back though. And Ndlanya's been presented with a gift on the halfway. Good ball to pick out Nomvete, but he's offside. The flag is up. Referee a little slow with his whistle. Akpara, no delay, I can tell you, in getting that free kick taken. That's all there's going to be time for. It finishes 3-1. Kaizer Chiefs, 2 goals in the first half from Ndlanya and Bachelor before Ndlanya added a third. Pirates pulling 1 back. How important will that be? We'll only find out when the second leg is played in a fortnight's time. The Chiefs are very, very sure that they've taken a firm stride towards reaching their second successive Rothmans Cup final. Chiefs fans start leaving. They leave with a song in their hearts, I can tell you. Martin Locke is down on the pitch. He's going to give us the latest from the center of the action.